Hello? Did that work? Are we going? Hello, hello? Let me check over here. That looks okay. Hello? My internet was weird for a second and disconnected, or OBS disconnected. I don't know which one. Hey! Yeah, I don't know what just happened. But it's fine. Whoa, I've earned 100,000 gold. Good job, me. Wow. Ah. Oh, shoot, it's already... Oh! Hello again. Yes, hello. Whoop. Yeah, I have no idea what happened there. Just everything broke for a second. Oh, I should honestly, I should probably just leave. It's 11 p.m. I should just go. No, Mr. Bat, leave me alone. I'm leaving. I'm leaving. Look, look, I'm going. I'm leaving. I'm going. I'm leaving. I still took damage. It's fine. All right. I did get a pretty amethyst out of it and a dwarf scroll too. The sequel to Dwarf Scroll. I have no idea what that even means. But I'm sure it'll make Gunther happy. Okay, let's go home. Cute. Thank you. Yes, it is from Alfinyan on Twitter. It's very, very cute. Oh, I'm pressing the wrong things. But also, hello, Jess! Dwarf Scroll. Yeah, Dwarf Scroll 1 was better than Dwarf Scroll 2. Yes, Jess, hello. Welcome to Comfy Stream. Question of the day for today is, what is your favorite fall/Halloween activity? I said haunted houses. But also there are no wrong answers here because fall is the best. Is there anything? Oh yeah, nothing that can't wait until the morning, so let's go sleep. And night. Scaring the shit out of my friend. Okay, that's not surprising for Jess. Yay! Okay, cool, 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 cool. Yay! I should go look at the calendar in the town and see what stuff's going on. Okay, give me my vibes for today. Yes? Spirits are very happy again today. Okay, maybe another trip to the mines is in order. Oh, another cute little... Oh, I put my watering can away in this one. Yes, there it is. Okay, and then you can go and you can go. And you and you and you and your emergency rations. Hot girl shit. Exactly. Yeah, no, that tracks for you, Jess. Okay, we got amethyst and two plums? I picked up 2? It's only because they made all the combat systems so much more complicated in Dwarf Scroll 2. Yeah, man, you know, sometimes just in sequels they make it, they make things a little bit more complicated. The sunflowers! Oh my goodness! Oh, so pretty! Yay! That's nice! Yay! I'm gonna give us some extra seeds. I don't think they're gonna be able to grow again by... Let me see if it tells me how long it takes for these to grow. 8 days? Oh man, I don't know how many days there are in this growing cycle, but you know what? We can plant them and try. Sometimes that's all we can do is we can just at least give it a shot. They're already giving me back seeds. Might as well plant them again. Okay. Oh, my berries. Oh, 28 days per cycle. Dang it. Okay, yeah, they're not going to be able to grow again. Well, maybe if I put some fertilizer down, that might help. Because I know I have some. Which one are you in? Are you in this one? Yes. But I think I can also make more. I need to... What, Jess? What? Hello, hi. Hi, Jess, what? What's up? Do you want to be a big shot? God. I don't know. I've been thinking about Spamton a lot. Just because, I don't know. He's just sad. I just think about that. It has to be speed grow. Okay, do I have the recipe for that? Thank you, Pon, for telling me. Speed grow. Oh, nope, I don't even have any pine tar or anything. No! Spamton is not a husband. Spamton is just a character that I'm interested in because he's very sad. Yeah, no. Spamton is not... like, this isn't even me trying to be, like, coy or anything. No, Spamton is not a husband. Spamton is not a husband! I just think his character's interesting. Leave me alone. Just shut up. Nah, I just, like, yesterday in the group chat, I got, like, weirdly introspective about, like, the implications of Spamton in general, like, when you get into some of his dialogue stuff, and I was like, oh, well, this is sad. This has implications. The new video essay. I've thought about it. I've thought if I want to do a Deltarune video essay that just talks about Spamton. The implications of Spamton, come on. He's a Tumblr sexy man. I can never... Yeah, exactly. Yeah, like, I agree with, like, really liking his character, and I agree, you know, that he's the main takeaway people have taken away from Chapter 2. Like, I get that. I'm here for it. But also, stop that. Yes, I guess I'll just leave... yeah, I'll leave those. And I'll save these sunflower seeds for next fall. Everyone's sleeping on the real new... Oh yeah, so I should say, me and Jess both watched Olive's Squid Game over the past couple of days. And it's really good! Squid Game is really, really good. We will not be saying any spoilers because it still, like, genuinely is a new series. But it is very good. Oh, Henry and Benry, excuse me. Thank you. Thank you. Oh, that's big egg. Thank you. Large. But no, it was a very, very good, it was a very, very, very good series. The little man, I love him so much. Yes! I've also thought about maybe if I want to do a video on Squid Game. Just because, one, you know, people are talking about it, and two, like, I think that there's some stuff to talk about. Mostly about how it didn't, like, you know, reinvent the wheel of the death game genre, but I do think that it perfected a lot of things in terms of, like, storytelling and pacing and character and stuff, because every actor in that is so good. They have no right to be that good. Good morning, everybody. Let me close the gate. Like, everyone was so, like, everybody understood the assignment, basically. Everyone came in ready to give 110%, and they did the damn thing. I know people complain about the VIPs being goofy, but I thought they were fine. Yeah, I thought that was the point. That they were, like, basically cartoon villains. Like, they were so disconnected from people. Like, how people actually act, that they are just basically cartoon villains. But, yeah, like, I could see why people would be like, this is a little bit... This is a little bit much. Oh, no milk. That's okay, Sophie. That's okay. That's okay. Hi, Rumbus. Also, I love you. And also, I love you. And Eugenie. Also, I love you. And Sophie. Wait, no, are you? Or are you Lizzie? You're Lizzie. I'm so sorry. Oh, Rumbus. I'm so... Excuse me. Excuse me. Rumbus, honey. Thank you. There we go. But yeah, I could see myself doing, like, something about Squid Game. Just talking about it a little bit, but we'll see. Like I said, no spoilers, but just, like, my biggest complaint is just the ending, because I wanted a happy ending, and I didn't get it. Would you survive the Squid Games? No. No, like, 110% no. Because I would feel really, really guilty, and also, because, you know, I have chronic fatigue and stuff, I can't do, like, 90% of the things that were requested of them during the Squid Games. I also just wouldn't have known how a lot of things are done. I don't really... Also, I don't know how to play marbles. So that would have not gone well for me. Okay, what we got here? I've been having craving for salmon. One salmon. Yeah, the dumb guilt thing would get me, yeah. I'm about as strong as a human with my sickness, so that's not a yeah, and, yeah. I'm very, very weak. So, yeah, don't put me in a death game. That just won't end well. Go you, and then you, and you. Goodbye. Yay! Apparently, like, in the episode, they told people that they could, like, make up their own rules, but it seemed like people kind of already had, like, their own concept of how you played marbles. Yeah, it was... I was like, I don't know what to do here. Penny! I'm sorry! Thank you! My feet feel great in these new shoes. They're a little crisp, but they'll break in, especially after I run through the haunted maze. There's a haunted maze? Can I go? Hey, Leia! Leia! I wonder if I can make it... Yes! Do it. Do it. The games I always saw as a kid were knock people marbles out of it. Yeah, so I think I've seen that. I think there are other ways to play marbles, though. I do not know. Where do I put a scroll? I'll put it here. Sure. Elliot, how are you? I do not remember what I named this dog. Today, its name is Duncan. I don't know why you look like a Duncan to me. It's been said that a pirate ship full of plundered gold shipwrecked here a long time ago. Oh, really? That's interesting. Let's visit the farm. The chickens go bok bok, the pigs go snort snort, the goats go mama. How am I supposed to organize it, Pon? Is there, like... I have no idea how to organize any of this. Ducks go ack ack, rabbits go sneef sneef, cows go ooh ooh. Wait, I can donate egg? Exceed, hello! We're doing good! What? Egg? Egg? I guess I missed something somehow. I don't have an egg. What are we talking about egg? I don't have one. I don't know what's happening. Donate the dinosaur egg if you find one. Okay, that I can do. Alright, okay. I'm gonna go ahead and, go get some stuff. Go get my, Why? Why am I not donating the dino? What's happening? I'm very confused. I'm very tired, though, so I'm gonna be confused very easily. Alright, let's get some stuff to go to the mines. Cake and bombs and torch and you. I think that's everything. Yes. It's a rare item. You have to keep it. Okay. Oh yeah, I remember didn't you say something in chat once to Cerise about how you've never found a dinosaur? Well, you only found one dinosaur egg. Mush. 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 But it's only... That's true. I do want to, Let's see. Oh, I should put that fertilizer away. Oopsie. The important question, Pon, if I keep it, do I get a dinosaur? Because if I get a baby dinosaur, obviously I'm going to keep that. Are you kidding me? Wait, I can really get a baby dinosaur? I can really get a baby dinosaur? I really, really want that. I'm gonna name it Diego. I will get a dinosaur and I will name it Diego and no one can stop me. I will love my dinosaur son, Diego Brando. She's mad because I found one and donated it. Oh no! No, I want to pick it up, please. Thank you. Gives you infinite eggy? Oh, okay, that's honestly... Pun? Yeah, if dinosaur give you more eggy, then obviously you keep that dino. But also still just, I want a dinosaur. I want Diego Brando, my son. Gonna turn on... Oh, don't threaten Pon, Jess. Hello, everybody. I'm back. How are you? Excuse me. Don't. Please stop it. Please stop it. Thank you. Hopefully we can get to level 50 by the end of the day today. That'd be nice. Do these little, like, crystals, do they drop anything? Oh, wow. The threats. Poor Pawn. Oh, this is nice music. Very pretty piano music. For some reason, I just got very strong To the Moon vibes, and I just got a little bit sad. Man, To the Moon is a game that I love, but will never play on stream because I'm not crying that hard on stream. Like I know I said during Hauntful I would cry, and I only cried a little bit, but there's no way to get through To the Moon without just sobbing hysterically. Like, there's no way. When I get down from this refrigerator, I'm kicking your ass. Friendship. My friends are fighting. Oh, hi, please stop attacking me. Thank you. Ah! I miss this. Yep, Jess has been busy doing princess stuff, so we've had like 500% less goblin energy in my chat. Part car, part boy card, protector and mayor of Philadelphia. New Duckburg, come out and play. Oh man. So, as you guys might have noticed by the little bar over my head, we're 2 followers away from me having to do my 12-hour stream. And I think part of that might be, I might do like a media share thing as part of the 12-hour stream, and I feel like part of that we should watch at least some of Safety Town, because it's so funny. Senti did kill a rabbit in the fort. Why did they? Just straight down. Okay, that works. No, I just want to go down, please. Thank you. Oh! Yay! Hey, that's nice. Iron is good. Iron is good. Wow, there's a lot of minerals. Wow, so much mineral. This is great. Wonderful. Perfect. Yes. Sumi also killed one and proceeded to... I did apologize because I couldn't find anything... Oh, frozen tear! The kidnappers want that! Yes! But yeah, no, I did apologize a lot because I couldn't find anything else and I was starving to death and I felt really bad. I did, though. I did shoot an arrow through a crow and that didn't kill it somehow. And it continued to fly around perfectly, like, bisected by an arrow, and that crow earned my respect. He died honorably and that's all he ever wanted. I mean, that's fair. Yeah, Exceed was there. Exceed was there counting how many times I accidentally died, which wasn't very much this last time. I did okay. In exchange, I accidentally destroyed our stairs twice by making a tree fall on them. Poor Senti was so nice. After stream, Senti was like, just so you know, I'm not, like, annoyed or upset at you for that happening. Just to make sure that he knew that he wasn't mad at me, which was very, very sweet, Senti. Ow! Ah! Sword! Sword! There we go. Oh my goodness, so much iron! Yes! Why are you keep... No, it was very nice of you, Senti. I appreciate the consideration. No, it was... It just made me laugh because it was like the first thing I said when I was like, okay, stream's off, like we can talk and stuff. He was being like, just so you know, I wasn't like annoyed at you or mad or anything, which was very nice. Ooh, what's this? Bat, excuse me. My inventory's full. No! I'm blaming this on you, Bat. But, okay. What can I get rid of? What can I get rid... Hazelnut? Goodbye. Do not need. Whatever... Where did it go? Where did it go? Oh, there it is. Aquamarine! Ooh, pretty! Wait, what are we talking... When you say Bruce, are you talking about the bat? What's happening? Oh, yes, Bruce. I get you. Bruce Wayne. Where's... I'm sure there's already a comic that exists of this, but where is the comic of Bruce Wayne as a literal bat? I know it exists somewhere. It has to. We can't have as many decades of Batman as we have and not have him, you know. Oh, what's this? No, what? I have to get rid of more stuff. Oh no! Sap. Is that a cup? Oh, Winterroot, interesting. Did you know there's a Batman villain called Man-Bat? No. Oh, 1 second, let me... Oh, no, I gotta go. I gotta leave. I gotta leave! It's so late! Oh, no. No! Bat, leave me alone. I just want to get this and I'm leaving. Goodbye. Goodbye. Stop making everything about Batman, God. I don't know what you expect at this point, Pawn. Wow, yeah, Pawn. Yeah, such a joker. Oh, man, I maybe need to look into, expanding my inventory, even though I don't want to pay Pierre for that overly expensive backpack. I might need to. We might be at that point. I don't wanna, but maybe I gots to. Okay. Let's go, let's go, let's go. I know it's sleep o'clock. I'm going. I'm going. There we go. Hi, Eddie. I'm home. Good night. Level 4. Yay! I learned how to make the warrior ring. I only know one Joker, and he's that hottie in Mass Effect. Yeah! Pawn is playing through the Mass Effect series right now. I will say I've never played Mass Effect, so I can really not contribute to the conversation at all, except for that a lot of people that I know really, really like Garrus, and I feel like I would also really like Garrus if I played it. Oh? Spirits are very displeased today. Okay, we are not doing that. Joker is one of my fave characters. That's go. Garrus is amazing. Yeah, so many of my friends are just like, Garrus, that is my husband. Hello. Hello. He just looks like he's an absolute nerd. You know what? I'm gonna hold on to a lot of this actually today. I'm in a polycule with Garrus and Rex. Good for you, Jess. Good for you. Crystal fruit. Interesting. Okay, yep. I have so much stuff to get the kidnapples right now. That's very exciting. They wanted a frozen tear, didn't they? Or am I crazy? Oh, they did also want an aquamarine. Okay, Gunther, sorry. I'm giving this aquamarine to the kidnapples first. Okay. Okay. Everyone wants to kiss Garrus, and if they say they're wrong, they're lying. Good. Yes. I would never date Garrus because to me he's a brother. That's understandable. There are definitely characters that you're like, no, this is my child and or sibling. I shall not date them, but yeah, no, Garrus looks like he's an absolute sweet bean. He mostly just looks like a massive nerd. That's like all that I know. Oh, we got harvest. We got food today, ladies and germs. I'd never switch Captain Anderson. That's my dad. I do not know who that is, but I'm sure he's a wonderful father. I don't know what I'm saying, guys. I'm so tired. We're just kind of going right now. Doing my best. Hopefully you get more pumpkins before the end of the season. I would really enjoy some pumpkins. I have a friend who she is absolutely heads over heels in love with Tally. Nerdy Bubbles. She looks very cute. I really like her design. I've had more than one person ask me to make like a Tali cosplay. Exceed, no! It's still illegal, is the answer to your question, Exceed. Oh, Solomon's out here by himself. I'll move you next season, Solomon. I decided, don't be stupid, Alabama's not real. Yes, that's also true. Alabama is a collective hallucination. It's a mass hallucination. So like, exactly, just like Australia. Yeah, Australia was never real. And Canada, that too, yep. None of that's real. I say as I have family in both Australia and Canada. Nope, it's not real. Okay, everybody watered? Everybody watered. Let's go feed the babies. Hello, babies! I love you. Yay, Henry! Wow, I've had you for 3 months! Oh, babies! I love you. Guys, wouldn't it be fucked up if Australia was real? And the guy with kiwi and his name said lol. Yes, exactly. AU stands for alternate universe! Exactly. Exactly. Okay, one second. I need to trade these. Okay. Boop. Boop. And boop. No, Australia is real. My friend's uncle lived there for a year. I have family that have always lived there. I also have a lot of friends there too. Just like random online friends that happen to be in Australia. But I'm still not convinced. I'm still not convinced. Everyone there runs around shirtless with mustaches and super strength. That, I think, is true. That's what the government wants you to believe. Hi, everybody. Hi, Rumvis. Hi, Lizzie. Hello, Eugenie. Hello, Sophie. I love you. How you guys doing? You're eating really well. Proud of you. I should go buy more wheat. Uh-oh. Yeah, I'm running low. Boop. Boop. And then let's go get milk from the ladies. I can buy 4 more animals to put in here, and I'm very, very tempted. Because I want more babies. I would like babies. Please, thank you. I live in Australia, and oh, I've seen, I didn't know that you lived in Australia! That's funny. What part of Australia do you live in? Oh, let me put the pail back. Oh, hi, Eugenie. I love you. Excuse me. I know that there are only, like, a small handful of places that you can live in Australia. Because it's so desolate. People were never supposed to be there. How long does it take to ride your kangaroo to work? God, Jess. Okay, let's go give stuff to the kidnapples first, I think. That'll be the first order of business. It does matter when it's not real. That is true. Oh my god. Who left all these hazelnuts around? I'll take them, thank you. Oh, no. No! Take. No. Oh, my inventory's full. That's why it's mad at me. Okay, that's fine. I'll just take these, take my hazelnuts and leave. I have a friend who has 4 fictional husbands from Australia. Is Junkrat one of them? About 3.5 hours if we don't stop. Wow. Oh, it's George's birthday today. Oh, Spirit's Eve. Wonderful. Wonderful. Hi, Harvey. Would you like a hazelnut? That's such a nice gift. You are welcome. We are friends. Jesse, I'm assuming the smile means that yes, one of the Australian husbands is Junkrat. Is the other one... God, what other Australian characters do I know that you're in fandoms of? Sniper? TF2 Sniper? Is that another one? Let's see. Nope. Yes! Ah, yes! Oh, Roadhog is technically Australian. You are not wrong, even though he doesn't talk a whole ton. So there's a 4th then. Oh, you? Hey, we're getting winter foraging done early. Wonderful. That's nice. Nope. Okay. I'm almost done with all of this. Ooh, and then we get bridge repair. That'll be cool. I have no idea what that'll even do. I'm assuming there's going to be something else over here soon. I'm going to bet that one's going to be about, like, forging stuff. That's my guess. Oh. Excuse me. I think this one also has some things. Yes, that's exactly what I thought. Oh, shoot! Oh, shoot! She wanted sunflowers! Oopsie! Technically, yeah, technically he is from New Zealand, yeah. Let's see, nothing there. No. No. Oh, we could get pomegranates, that's neat. Chub. That's true, I didn't think that one through. That's valid, yeah. Oh, please. Okay, there we go. Let's see, so, and then I think I have some stuff from down here as well. One of you. See, I don't have 99 slime yet. You can get gold. It's in... Oh, wait, nope. Nope, I guess not. Wait, didn't they want the frozen? No? Cool, oh, wow, now I have the hiccups. Jesse. Jess, no. New Zealand is Australia light. I mean, kinda. Jess and Pon. Sorry, it took me a second to understand what Pon was saying. My brain is on a little bit of a delay. If you look real hard, you can see the YouTube buffering symbol. Closed on Wednesdays? God damn. That's fine, I guess. I'll just go put these in the box. I'd call the cops God. Jess. Oh, I should go check my crab traps before I go, like, start throwing stuff in the box. Well, how much inventory do I have? Not a lot. I'll do the box first. No, it just would have been so much more convenient if I could have just gone to the store. And then I get the money immediately. I like the instant gratification of immediately getting money. I have no patience for such things. Pod! You guys are V to V. Let's go see if Marnie is at her place of business. I'm not a VIP, Jess. I have no I'm not rich anymore. What? I'm not a stuck-up rich person, I promise. I don't have anybody. Hi, how's the weather? Good, how are you? Purchase aminals. Oh, wait. Really quickly, I should get some heaters, huh? Get some heaters for the buildings. There. Now let's get some babies. You've been on... Shut... Jess, you're not wrong about the 69 thing, but that's just because I think it'd be funny. Okay, let's see. I could get cow, goat, chickens. Okay. Let's get some more chickens. More chickens. Chickens. The name that it gave me is No. Yeah, Exceed, yeah, me and Jess both watched Squid Game yesterday, independent of each other. We both watched Squid Game at the same time. But just, it gave me the, name your new animal, and the one it gave me is No. Pra. Shumbus. Baba. Congus? Oh, if I knew it was gonna be like a big chickie. Congus. Okay, you know, yeah, we'll go, okay, we have two people shouting Congus, we'll take Congus. Great, I'll send little Congus to her new home. Okay, more animals! Another chickie! Bok Congus, love it. Kutsa. Lolnamo. Sheena no. Tina! That's the most normal name it's ever given me! I do really like the idea of a chicken. Wait, can we get alpaca though? Because if we get an alpaca, I need to like name an alpaca Tina. I feel like that I have to do that. Rina Shanti. Zopobo. Zopo. Trosu. Gatso. Wonderful. Sanamo. Get you! They aren't? Okay, so this one is gonna be named Tina then. Don't worry, alpaca's God! 1 second. I haven't set up my little buttons on my stream deck yet, but I can still 1 second. There you go, Jess, thank you. Thank you for your bad pun. Okay. So now we got Tina. But also I get that reference and oh my god. Yeah, I would if there's an alpaca, we need to name it Tina, which just from Napoleon Dynamite. Trying to feed an alpaca a casserole. Let's get cow. More cow. It's important. Help. I'm sorry. No, in the movie Napoleon Dynamite, the family has an alpaca named Tina. And the only time you ever see her is during one bit where Napoleon goes to feed her dinner, and the dinner is like a green bean casserole. And all he says is, "Tina, you fat lard, come get some dinner." Referencing a... Yeah! I know it's a boomer movie, and I actually don't even like Napoleon Dynamite. I watched it too much. I was forced to watch it too much. Okay, what are we naming? What are we naming our new... So it's a white cow. It's a white cow. Jikose. Oh, Boney. Karen. I'm kind of feeling bony. Karen is also good, though. So I'm gonna keep Gabo. Buta. Wait, Buta. I know that Buta's a pig. Wait, can we get pigs? We can get pig. Okay, no. So I'm not naming a cow Buta because we have to name a pig Buta. That's the name of the little mole thing in Gurren Lagann. I'm sorry, my mom only watched the finest of... Oh, come on. Back? I'm sorry, Back was one of the names. But no, let's name... What shall we name this baby? What shall we name this new cow child? Are there any characters... You know, I should... Since we have a Eugenie, we should make another Count of Monte Cristo character. Which Count of Monte Cristo character, though? I don't want to do Albert. I don't want to do... My favorite character is Andrea Cavalcanti, but I don't want to name one Andrea or Cavalcanti. Wait! His real name is Benedetto! Benedetto! Benedetto. You're milky... No, I don't want... I don't want Albert. Benedetto. Okay, now I need to buy hay so that my new children may eat. Let's keep going. Boop. And boop. Wonderful. Okay. Okay, and I don't need shears or anything yet. One second, let me look at... So this one, big coop. Deluxe barn, deluxe coop, deluxe barn. Understood. Have a nice day. I should maybe look at upgrading the buildings just so I can have more aminals. Because I want more children. My babies. So many babies. Let's go say hi to the new chickies. Sorry, I forgot that they start out as little chicks. Oh, one of them's a little brown chickie. Hello. Hello, babies. Henry and Ben, are you being nice to your new siblings? Are you being nice? Hello, Congus. Hello, tiny Congus. Benry, are you taking care of, oh shoot, what was the name of the other one? I've already forgotten. Benry, let me see the name of this one, please. Please, Benry. Tina! Congus and Tina and Henry and Benry. You guys are wonderful. I love them. They're so cute. They're so tiny. No, I will never hurt my children. These are my babies. Wonderful goat noises. Hi, everybody. Do you like your new siblings? Hello, Lizzie. And Eugenie. This one is... Oh, Benedetto. Wonderful. Do we have another brown cow? Oh, wait, no. I just got the one. I just got Benedetto. And Sophie. Eugenie. Hello, everybody. Eugenie, you teleported into here. You know that JoJo scene where they're just kicking the guy? In part 5? Exactly. Yay, I hope you guys like your new siblings. Be nice. Hi, Eddie. Oh, I should go put heaters. I'll go put the heaters in here. Senti, thank you. I added some auto mod things, so it might catch some words, but yeah, Senti, thank you for adding motherfucker as an approved term. Okay, everybody, it's gonna get cold very soon, so I have purchased for you a heater because I am a good mama. I'm a good mama who does not want you to be cold. So there you go. It's gonna be winter very soon. Congus is gonna be motherfucker ultimate. Absolutely. Congus, powerhouse chicken. Once she gets big enough, I'm gonna just assume all large eggs came from Congus. as is her right. Okay, I got you guys a heater. Especially, it's good for you little chickies. Congus seems curious, but a little cautious. He's getting used to the new home. Oh, Tina, you're so tiny. Oh, you're so tiny. 3 months of winter coolness and awesome holiday. God. Don't. That's winter wrap-up, isn't it? Oh, now it's gonna be stuck in my head. I literally, the only thing I remember about winter wrap-up is the chorus. I don't remember any other part of it. See, anything else in here? Not really. God, I knew it. Let's use a little bit of energy and let's clear out some space over next to the barn so I can move the chicken coop over there as well. How are you doing, bees? Hello, bees. Doing good, okay. Hello, bees. Eddie, help me. Contribute. This is your home too. Help me. Hello, bees. Yes. I've almost made a couple of Critical Role like embroidery things, and one of them was going to be Hello Bees. I should maybe work on that again now that Critical Role starts again in 2 weeks. I'm excited. Well, I'm excited and I'm scared. Exceed, you're safe. You're okay. You're okay. But the only reason I'm nervous is because I fear anything that Matthew Mercer does because he's too good. And also, I'm very afraid that Taliesin is going to go 4 for 4 in making characters that I am that I'm at least a little bit attracted to. I think you might have sent it. I'll have to check through Discord. But I will eventually because Lord knows if I could throw Molly Mock Tea Leaf in here, I'm gonna. But no, for real though, Percy, Caduceus, and Molly are some of my Critical Role. Well, I don't say that Caduceus is a Critical Role husbando because he's Arrow Ace, and I'm respecting that in his character. But still, I had a moment before that was known where I was like, "Yup, this one." And I do also have a little cute chibi Caduceus pin on my backpack. I just had to put Sal in his donut again because he won't stop rubbing his eyes. Aww. Jess's new little baby Sal is a problematic son, but he's doing his best. Bonk. Bonk. He's dark. Yeah, I think I want to clear out this spot so I can put the coop over here, and then I can make just one big yard for everybody. And it'll be wonderful. Everybody will be really good friends. Naughty boys get put in the donut of shame. I do love the little donut. I don't know if you knew this, but what? What? When it's dark, you're supposed to sleep. Not yet. It ain't midnight yet. Game no tell me you sleep yet. What was that sentence? Huh? I don't know why I just said that like that. But no, I will go to sleep when this game makes me. Okay. Now it's making me. Because now I'm exhausted. But no, I'm going to clear out this area, and then we're going to move the coop over there so that all my children can be best friends. It's going to be wonderful. I should actually go over to Robin and see what we need to do that. In the morning. Hello, Eddie. Meow, I love you. Okay. Woohoo! Good money. Okay. All right. So actually, real quick, I am gonna go. Oh, it's raining. Wonderful. I don't have to rain my. I don't have to rain. I don't have to water my crops. But I am actually really quickly just gonna go, uh, walk around, stretch a little bit, and use the restroom. So I will be back in 3 minutes. Everybody, also stretch, get water, get a snack, and we'll be back to cozy times in just a moment. We'll say Genshin Impact and Cookie Run. Hello, yes, yeah. Oh, let me stop Spotify. Stop. 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 Thank you. But yes, yes. Thank you, just for that prompt about Squid Game. But yeah, like I said, oh, spirits feel neutral today, so we might be a good day for some mining because we do have that. I have 4 days to find a prismatic slime. Oh, we got some eggplants good to go. Got more berries. I really hope we do get some more pumpkins before fall is over. But yeah, no, I sympathize heavily with your insert character, Jess. I feel like if I had a lot of money, I would spend so much of it on Genshin Impact. It's bad. It's bad. I like Gihun, but I like earlier Gihun. That's, yeah. Poor guy goes through a lot. That actor, though, I actually want to see if he's in anything else because he gave that part 400%. He absolutely crushed it. Like I said earlier, everybody in that series was so good. Everyone, like, there was no miscasting, I don't think. Like, everybody was perfect for the role that they were chosen to do. And that's rare. You don't see that a whole ton. Yeah, I want to see if he's in anything else because, like, there's no way that he's not done other stuff, right? Like, he has to have. And I love Korean cinema. I think Korean cinema, well, I guess, with Squid Game being like a TV series, but like Korean media, I guess they're doing really really cool and fun stuff. I need some seaweed to rub on my sore gums ASAP, Pierre. Okay. I heard the director was asking for the actors for Gi-hun and Song-woo, so they didn't need to. Yeah, I actually got the vibe that Song-woo um was like that role was written for him basically. Thank you, Senti. Uh, but no, I feel I genuinely got the feeling that role of Songwoo was written for that actor. He was just perfect for it. 110%. I was gonna launch that man into the sun. But like you also like I think part of the appeal of Squid Game is because a lot of the time when you see like a death game series, like there are some people who are good, like pretty unambiguously good. Sorry, I'm just seeing what I need to do this. Wow, I'm already back at 10,000 gold. Wow. Bear's fruit in the spring. Oh, so I should maybe plant some of these in, like when it starts to be when winter starts. I should do this. Thank you just for saying that. Yeah, no, I actually I want to watch more Korean stuff just because like I'm not as familiar with it, but everything I watch is so good. Do I want to do it? I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna wait a little bit. I'm gonna go talk to Robin, see what I need to do to move the chickie coop, and then we'll see about moving the chickies. Oh, I didn't go feed the babies. Oh gosh, I'll do that in a minute. Oopsie. I'm sorry, babies. I have multiple friends that really like K-dramas and have told me to watch K-dramas, but like I am already like such a sap for like any romance thing that I feel like me starting K-dramas is a slippery slope. Let's see. Actually, let me talk to you. Upgrade house. Increase the size of your house and add a kitchen. 10,000 gold, and you also need 450 pieces of wood. I think I actually have that. Give me 1 second. And also, what do I need to construct? How do I... Oh, move buildings. Oh, really? I can just do it. I can just do it? Oh, cool. I can just do it. Actually, sorry. I lied. I lied. I lied. Escape. But no, okay. I'll keep that in mind, Robin. I actually... like the girl walking into the street when the car's coming, a guy pulls her out of the way. Yeah, I think I've seen that in most K-dramas that I've, like, I haven't watched any. I do know there are a lot of K-dramas that are, like, girl gets transported to, like, the past. And I am weirdly a sucker for that shit. Like, time travel to the past stuff and like fall in love with like a prince or something. I am so weak for that trope. It's not even totally isekai because a lot of the ones that I've seen is just like, you know, same world, just back in time. But I guess that's technically isekai, as opposed to anime where you let the car hit you and isekai. Yeah, exactly. All right, let's go see the babies. Hello, everybody. How are we? I love you. I'm gonna work on getting you guys a bigger coop soon, because now there are 4 of you. But I'm also gonna move this here soon, so you can be close to everybody else. I don't know, I think about that situation, though, of, like, if I got transported, like, back in time, how would I fare with it? And the answer is probably not well. I'd be too anxious. I don't think I'd do okay. I'd also wouldn't have any of my medications. That would be very bad. Woo! Lightning. And support it. That's true. It still is just like, I don't know. Hello, Eugenie. Hi, Rumbus. Hello, Lizzie. And you're Sophie. How are you? How are you, Benedetto? Wonderful. I'm just gonna keep having Count of Monte Cristo cows. It's gonna be great. Isekai where Sumi gets teleported to ancient it. Shut up. Shut up. Shut up. Shut up. Jess is trying to kill me. I'm so weak for romance tropes, guys. I'm so predictable and basic. But I genuinely oh gosh, how many I've been, well, no, I haven't been reading them lately, but I do have a lot of dating sims on my phone right now. I went through it a moment. That's okay, guys. You're all good. No? Okay. That's all right. Sorry. And God, shut up. Shut up. That is tropey as hell, but I'm here for it. Okay. Alright. I'm gonna go toss these in the box, and then I'm gonna clear out that area there so we can move the chicken coop. Okay, boop, 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 boop. Boop, boop, boop. Okay. So that's gonna be cute. All the animals are gonna be able to roam around together. They're gonna be the best of friends. Oppa, Sumi, probably. God damn it. Shut up, shut up, shut up! Jess, stop using your writing skills for evil. I'm not even, I literally just read the words Miss Hanaki and now I am gluing my eyes to my game. I'm very focused on this game. I need to focus. Yep, I'm not reading the message. Nope. Shut up. Jess, I hate it. The fanfic is writing itself. I don't want to talk about how I actually have multiple copy of fanfics. We're not going to delve into that too far. One of them got actually decently popular, but I've abandoned it because I'm not reading it, Jess! I literally saw the last couple of words in that, and I'm just not, nope, not gonna look at that or think too hard about it. She'll have to go back to Mass Effect sooner or later, and she meets that one guy, I'll get revenge for you! Thank you. Thank you, Pon. Bonk bonk. Yay! Oh, I should maybe look at, like, smelting some iron and stuff, huh? Because I do have that. And that might be good to do so I can upgrade some stuff. I just remembered that. Woo! Let's see. Let's see. What was I doing? Iron. I got there. It took me a second, but I got there. See, do I have more coal over here? I have a little bit more coal over here. Okay. Now, friendship is being able to harass your friends over your fictional crushes. This series needs a name. What do we call it? I don't know. I don't want to contribute anything to this because I know it'll be used against me later. Shut up! Shut up! I'm just gonna- Nope, no, shut it. Just no. Just no. That actually reminds me, I think I actually might need to go buy more incense. Okay, if you guys need any questions about whether or not I'm absolutely off the deep end with all this Copia stuff, I found out what type of incense they use at rituals, and I own a lot of it now. I have a lot. I have a lot of like candles and like smell goods and stuff in my house, and so whoa, yo, did lightning just strike that tree? God helping me cut down trees, thank you. With tilde at the beginning and end, God. Honestly, it works fine. It's fine. Sure, whatever. I'll take it. Hey. But no, God helping me chop down trees here, thanks. Oh, I still have a lot of energy. A lot more than I thought. But hey, it's nice to finally clear this area out. We're only close to, you know, the end of the first year, and I'm just barely... Is there something behind here? Huh? Are what? There's something back here? No? Something over here? What is what? Spooky noise. You're so wet behind the... Leave me alone! Grandpa's shrine? How can you just say that so casually? What the hell does that mean? Okay. Is it a shrine to our grandpa or a shrine our grandpa made? There's a very important distinction between those two things. Oh, there's another tree right here. Get out of here. but no, like, for real, what? What? What is this? What? I'm very confused. I have a request, and it's an Eddie song to the Squid Game theme. Oh gosh. For some reason I can't remember it off the top of my head. I'm gonna need to get 1 second. Let me find the theme real quick. With my brain being mush mush. I cannot remember it right now. Squid Game song. Is this it? Let's see if this is it. Oh yeah, this one. Okay. It would literally just be me saying Eddie. Just Eddie, Eddie. just Eddie and Kitty. Hi Eddie, speaking of. Hi, I'm sorry that I just dropped my phone on you, bud. Sorry. Oh wow, sorry, I just zoned out really quickly. How do I know which one just from reading? For a clip. Let's see. Okay. Let me. Eddie, hi. Look at me. Eddie, kitty, kitty. Eddie, kitty, kitty. There, Jess. Okay. That's an example of an Eddie song where I just sing him a song. I sing a song about Eddie to the tune of another song. What was I singing to you earlier? Oh yeah, I was singing. So sometimes if Edison is being like super needy, I just kind of annoy him until he's like, oh wait, no, never mind, I don't want your attention. And right now I've been lifting him over my head and singing the beginning of Circle of Life, but it's just like, it's an Eddie, he's the cutest kitty. I just sing that to him over and over, basically. and he gets very mad. He's very done with me. Thank you, Senti. Yeah, I figured AutoMod would have a couple of glitches to it, but I figured that AutoMod would be better than, you know, not having it. Oh, I already got mushes today. Oh, Eddie's that comfy? Eddie's cuddled up in the corner of my desk, and he has his head on one of the little battery packs for, I think that's for one of my monitors, so I bet you that's nice and warm, huh, bud? Thanks for helping me get all the phrases aloud, Jess. Yeah. Because I didn't know what it would get mad about. Woo. Oppression of free speech is what it is, God. Frog? I heard frog. Okay, let's go bedtime. We're almost done with fall, oh no! Okay, let's go to sleep. Ah, shit, I keep forgetting to go check my little crab traps. Stop fucking cursing, goddammit! Yeah, exactly. Stop fucking swearing in my chat, I swear to God. Give me the vibes. Good humor, okay. I got mail! Dear Sumire, notice a chill in the air? It could just be the approach of the winter, or it could be the tingle of a dark specter. Here to help us celebrate the Spirit's Eve. Come to town at 10 p.m. if you'd like to participate. As in 10 p.m. today? Today? What? How did you die? Mod, yeah, exactly. No, so if you say something and the automod catches it, it gets sent to me and my mods, and if it's a word that's allowed, we'll just send it through. Hey Tina, how you doing? Hi everybody. So cute. Let's see. Do you guys think I should go upgrade my house? I have the money. I feel like I should probably just actually do that, huh? And I'm sure I have 450 pieces of wood. I have to, right? I have to. Doesn't flag me because I'm special. Yeah. Pawn has special abilities. It's why when the emote only mode accidentally got left on, why Senti and Pawn were still able to speak, because they have mod powers. Unless you want to be stuck with Copia in a single bed. God, that's also a fanfiction trope. There's only one bed. Oh, I was going to talk about this earlier and I didn't. So, since most likely, I do love that trope. I know, but still, I know that it's basic as hell. But I was gonna say, cause since we're probably gonna be getting that 12-hour stream here soon, I mentioned this on Twitter, but I had an idea. Since I really enjoyed doing the interview with Powers on Sunday, that I want to do kind of an interview series on this channel where I just have people come on and talk about like one particular thing that they really, really like. Hopefully media related, so like a video game or a movie or something like that. And just have people come and just gush about stuff that they like. And I think probably the first time I'll do that will be part of the 12-hour stream, just so, because that gets rid of a few hours for me, huh? And that way I can have some people come on, so you aren't just listening to me talk for 12 hours, because I'm sure that would get annoying after a minute. I'd watch like 5 more indie VTubers. Yeah, that too. Yes, I want to help people find more people. Metal Gear Solid. So, Cerise is making... I think I might have mentioned this before on a stream, but Cerise is making our friend group a huge PowerPoint explaining the Metal Gear series. Aw, Senti, thank you. It'll at least help me. Just so I don't have to try and think of things to say by myself for 12 hours. It's gonna be a very long day. Whenever that day comes. Hello! Hello, babies! Bah! Hello, Rumbus. Hello. Oh, Benedetto, and then yours, Eugenie. Hello, everybody. This one is Sophie, and you are Lizzie. You give ammo for me to torment him. It'll be great. Oh yeah. No. Cerise is digging his own grave. Poor boy. Uh-oh. When did I... Huh? When did I grab that? I don't know. I do need... Okay, I know my inventory's full. Trade me. Tradesies. Okay. Boop, boop. Boop, boop, boop. Boop. But I'm very excited to hear Cerise's very, very long Metal Gear presentation. But I'm not going to have him come on stream and do it. I wouldn't do that to him. Because overall, Cerise seems like he's a pretty private person, so I would never drag him onto stream. If he's not feeling it, you know? Oh. Oh, inventory full. Oopsie. Okay, let me... Oh, no. To the box. Box. Hello, Eddie. Meow meow. Hello, other Eddie, right by my foot. How are you? Cute. That's what I thought. Okay. Boop. Boop. Would love MGS 101. I might ask him, but yeah, it's 100% up to him. If you had Copia to carry your books, you'd have more room. Shut up. Shut up. Why are we attacking me? Why are we attacking me? Hogan! Thank you so much for the sub. Hello. Oh my goodness. So I'm freaking out because I've never known how to say your username, but is a very, very long time friend. Hello, thank you so much for subbing and popping by. Don't with the Zhongli. Hi, Hogan, it's good to see you. How are you? I do a question of the day, and today's question of the day is, what is your favorite fall or Halloween activity? If you have... Life's finally calmed down. That's good. I'm glad to hear it. Good, good, good. Welcome to Hanaki Farm. And we're doing... Oh. Oh, yes, I emptied my inventory so I could go go milk the thing. Pumpkin carving? Oh, yes! I want to do that. I really, like... I was on a drive yesterday, and I just was really sitting around there. Oh, yeah, I definitely have enough of this for house. Oh, no, no, Jess just watched Squid Game, so it's kind of on the brain. But no, I forgot that I didn't ask you, Exceed. I know that in Australia, you know, right now it isn't exactly fall time. But do you have a favorite, like, fall time activity or anything like that? Oh, but yes, I was saying, yeah, I want to do, when I was driving, I was like, oh man, I really want to do, like, Halloween stuff with people. So hopefully over the next little bit, I'll be able to, like, go do stuff. A friend is having a birthday party on Saturday, so I'm gonna go there for a few hours before stream. So hopefully that'll be fun. I'm excited for it. I still don't know what's up with you. Still don't trust that. But no, I like carving pumpkins. I don't like cleaning out the pumpkins, though. The goop. The goop triggers my bad feelings. It just, yeah, no, it's not a good texture. I don't like it. Have I already pet and loved you guys today? Yes. It seems like I have. Alright. Oh, no, 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 no. Uh-oh. 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 No, 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 no. Both eat back. Texture. Yes, yes, thank you. That's it, exactly. Shut up. I don't think Zhongli would. I actually don't know. I don't know. Yeah. It'd be fun. It'd be fun. You'd have quite a drive though, Senti. I wouldn't make you drive all the way down here just to do Halloween stuff. Okay. Let's go sell these? Yes. Ape here. Take these from me. Okay, bye! Alright, let's go talk to Robin. I'm hoping I can move the chickie coop and also do the house upgrade at the same time. That'd be nice. I don't want to wait a little bit. It's so far! It's so far to get from the underworld to where I'm living at now. Oh, hi Mario! I don't talk to you a whole lot, but we'll start seeing more people at the clinic this season. Get your flu shots, everybody! Alright, hi Robin! Okay, I would like to upgrade my house, please. Yay! And then... Oh, and now I can't select anything else. Okay, yep. Alright, we'll move the chickies when she's done. Telefono. Budget TV. Cute! Let's see, I'll get these recipes later, I guess. We'll see. I want to see some people IRL again, finally. Yeah, yeah. I think that's part of my thing, is like, oh, I want to go see people. I'm so excited to go see people. Never been in the area. Yeah, to jump, skip, and a hop. Pod might be coming to visit me soon, probably. That'll be fun. Oop. Ah! Want these. God! Yeah, I have been feeling a little bit like Hunchback of Notre Dame-ish. Jess, you are not wrong. But no, like, especially because, with me not doing in-person classes anymore, I have so much free time. I have so much free time that I'm just like, I want to go hang out with people and do things and get out of my dang house, because otherwise I'm just gonna sit in here and work on stream stuff 24/7, and I'm not gonna like get any exposure to people. Solomon, I love you so much. Best thing I did was finish undergrad during the pandemic. For real, though. I'm glad I got most of my work done during that, but I usually miss people until I go. That's also valid. Oh. Oops. Maybe I should go... I should go to Clint McElroy and see how late are you open, Clint McElroy? Until 4? Okay, I'll go talk to him later and see about upgrading some of my tools now that I actually have iron. Could be swinging around on your roof and singing. It might as well. Honestly, it kind of feels like it. I'm getting a little stir crazy, and I haven't had classes for like a while. Well, I haven't had classes for like a week, and I'm already going crazy. 1 second, Jess. Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Thank you for the joke, Jess. Okay. But yeah, I want to move you guys. Henry and Benry and Congus and Tina. We will move you very soon. How are you doing, Jonathan 2? No, Prime 2. You're Jonathan 3. You got 5 crows. You're doing great. How are you, Jonathan 2? 3. Good job. Jess, no. Put these back. Oh gosh, yeah, I have a lot of wood. Oh my goodness. I should maybe, you know, do stuff and build things. As you're supposed to do. Ford's where it's at. I don't know. I do like Gravity Falls though. I've been thinking about rewatching Gravity Falls recently. Did you see? I only saw this because I'm subscribed to Gravity Falls on YouTube, but Bill Cipher was on an episode of The Simpsons last week. Alex Hirsch kind of tweeted about it. He's a better person version of... Yeah, that is very true, honestly. You're not wrong. Cool, Caroline. You know, I haven't been in here in a minute. Hi, everybody. Oh, God, yeah, hi, everybody. How are you? Hi, Lewis. Cool. It's good to stop by once in a while and see what the latest news is. Yeah, I haven't been here in a while. Sorry. Excuse me. You want to tell us what Bill said in his cameo? Bill said, "Buy crypto, losers!" Which was amazing. Uh-oh. Put my fingers on the wrong keys. But honestly, I think buy crypto was the best thing that he could have said, because, you know, you have from his introduction the buy gold buy. It's the next step up. He also knows it's destroying the world, so yeah, keep buying crypto. It makes Bill Cipher happy. Do you have a kitchen in your house? Not yet, Leah. I'm working on it. Marnie doesn't seem to know... Cute! You guys enjoy your drink. Good for you. Oh, Harvey? Hi. Oh, no, you're Pierre. Oopsie. Been working hard all day. Deserve a little relaxation. Oh, it is a Friday. Huh. How are you? How does handling salty fish make you thirsty? Okay. Marnie, you deserve so much better. Kinda, sorta. How are you, Shane? Don't you have work to... Oh, sorry, Shane. Are you guys playing pool? If I give the cue ball a bit of a topspin, maybe... I'm not... I used to kind of play pool, but I've never been good at it. Should I let Sam win for once? Nah. Sebastian, you are absolutely a pool hustler. I can tell it. I can tell. Working hard selling the crops we grew. That's true. Well, I see you tomorrow at the Spirit Seed Festival. Oh, there is actually going to be a maze? Hell yeah! Are you kidding me? Hell yeah! I'm so excited. Jess, I don't really understand what you said, and I'm afraid of it. Yeah, so it's tomorrow that we're doing the thingy? Tomorrow? Yes. See, part of me is like, oh, I should go to the mines for a bit, but yeah, walking there and doing stuff is gonna take too long. So let's go clear out the space over there a little bit more for the chickies. That's the in-game fertilizer that Pierre sells. Yeah. Me and Pierre are still not on good terms, but also, ew. Hello, bees. Okay, let's get the rest of this out of here. So we can have a nice little spot for the chickies. Sumi, this rabbit is scaring me. I've become very used to it. I've known her for too long. You just kind of have to accept it. Just don't worry about it. It's fine. But no, really, I love you, Jess. I'm happy that you're here. Good to see you. Jess isn't scary, silly. Yeah, I would say scary, perhaps vaguely concerning. Kidding. Okay, and then bonk. Get rid of you so I can see. I just want my farm to look pretty and somewhat organized. It's kind of organized right now, but not as pretty as I want it to be. And the only surefire way to disengage. I don't know if I want to Google what you're saying here, Jess. I am gonna. I don't want to, but I will. Oh. TMJ. Oh my god. Am I concerned about what goes on in her head? Sure, but definitely not scared. You know what? That's... yeah, valid, Senti. Bonk, bonk. Let's go. Trixie and Katya, thank you. I haven't really watched any of their... I guess it's a podcast, yeah? I love them both, I just haven't sat down and watched it, because I already listened to so many podcasts. No, she's scary, you just haven't seen the right side of her yet. That's also true. Web series. It's called, There, are you happy, Jess? Okay, I don't know how I'm supposed to say it, though. I've never watched it. You gotta draw it out? Okay. So, like, It's hard for me to say while I'm tired as well. I think there's very little left in life that can scare me. That's also fair, Senti. I know I'm starting to feel exhausted. Let me just chop down this tree. Don't worry about it. I'm gonna go to bed. It's fine. Okay, let's go. That actually got timed out very well. Good night, Solomon. Okay. Yes. I'm trying to remember if I'm calling the scarecrow by the right name. Because I'm choosing to go... Oh gosh, is it Sullivan? Oh, it is Sullivan. Dang it. Hello, I forgot characters from my favorite book. Oopsie. Spirits are in a good humor. Okay, might be worth going. How many more days? Oh, yeah, there's like a thingy happening. I still have 2 more days on this whole jelly thingy. But I don't think I'm gonna go too crazy and like go into the mine. Well, I probably might. I might, just because I don't have a whole lot else to do right now. So I might as well do that until spooky stuff happens at it was like 10, they said? Something like that. That's all day. Got all day to do stuff. Excuse me. I don't know why I'm coughing so much. I'm gonna drink water. That's probably part of the problem. Ahem. There we go. Please, pumpkins. There's one more day in fall. Please give me more, just one more pumpkin. Hey. Water, give everybody one last time because, you know, tomorrow's the last day of fall, so you'll all die very, very soon. I'm sorry. Oh? Oh? Oopsie. Okay. Whoop, whoop, whoop. There's still one more day, Jess. So they need to live through tomorrow because there's 28 days in fall. So this is just the one. This is the last day. You're all big now. You guys are all big. Hi, Benry. Oh no, I want to close the gate. I'm trying to close the gate. Hello, Tina. Which one of you is Congus? Henry, is Congus inside? Congus! Hi, Congus. Ooh, hey, I think the kidnappers want this egg. They want a brown egg, don't they? Oh, no? I thought that they did, didn't they? Didn't they? Oh, it has to be a large brown egg. Okay, I see. I see. You want the... I don't even remember what Nick Cage movie that you want this cake thing is from. Is it from Raising Arizona? Huh? That's very fast. Just very fast that the chickies got bigger, exceed, or what are we talking about? It's not. I know it's from some movie. I don't know which one though. I'm not an expert on Nick Cage films. Which I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing. I'm leaning to good. Hello, bees. Thank you for honeybees. Hello, Rumbus. I love you. You are Eugenie. Hello. And you are Benedetto. Okay, but also what goat is this? That one's Sophie, because that one's Lizzie. Yeah, the chickens grow fast. Yeah. My dad's favorite movie is Raising Arizona. Oh, that's fun. That's cool. Okay, 1 second. I'm gonna actually. Oops. Wow, we're burning through hay fast. So many babies, so many mouths to feed. Quickest way to get a smile out. Oh, that's cute, Jess. Yeah, no, the chickens they got big fast. They're still babies. All of my animals are babies. They will never not be baby. I need to water these guys. Hello, everybody. Good work you're doing here. Alright. Put this away. Oh, shoot, I forgot to put that pail back. It's fine. I'll toss stuff in here, and then let's go to the mines for a bit today. Grapes. You there. And I'll put the food's in here, right? Yes. And bomb and torch and goat. Yeah, that should be fine, I think. Yeah. And I'll put these back over here. Hi, Eddie. I love you. Alright. Hi, guys. Sorry, I accidentally took your... Oh, I haven't even, like, actually milked you guys. How about I do that? That seems like a really good idea, huh? Thank you. Oh, and you're still baby. Nope. Okay. Oh, no, I didn't want to do it again. Sorry. What about Lizzie? Nope. Okay. That's okay. You guys are still babies. It's all good. Yeah, it's all good. Boop. Okay, I am going to keep the milk just in case I need it for something. Jessie? Jessie? No. Jessie, I hate that sentence. Put those words back in your mouth. Let's go to the mines. Go to the mines. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Oh, woodpecker, cute. Hi. Okay, and it can get. Okay, yes, I can go through this way. See. Hi, Demetrius. How are you? Cool. Keep doing your science and stuff, you nerd. Okay, let's see if I can actually get to level 50. Let's do it. Let's do it, everybody. Let's go. There's a lot of quail where my mom grew up and she'd always watch them. Yeah, quail are so cute. They are baby. Oh, this is vaguely ominous music. Hello, everyone. I'm just here to hang out. Don't worry about me. You don't have to attack me. No, sir. No, 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 no. Hey, hurry. To both of you, stop it. Please stop. Please stop it. Please stop it. Please, please. No. No, 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 no. No, no. Oh! Well, there's that. I'm gonna walk around a little bit more. I would like more iron. But no, there was a family of quails outside my house when I was younger, and they were so cute, and I loved them so much. Whoop! Get out of here. I'm so violent. No, I'm very sure that I wouldn't survive Squid Game. Because just... I can rapid click this mouse, man. I can do that like nobody's business, but wow, everybody's just spawning an exit for me. It's really telling me to go, huh? But I still want to look around. No, I wanted to break this big rock. Big rock? Thank you. Many rocks. Thank you. Okay. I would like this quartz, thank you. See anything else over here? I don't think so. Yeah, I'm not gonna mess with those slimes, I'm just gonna go. We're just gonna go. Oh. Bonk, bonk. Bonk, bonk. And... okay, level 47, let's see what we got. A lot of crystals. A lot of crystals. That isn't anything. Iron! Please, thank you. Squid Game Stream 1. I've already watched it, so I don't know. I'm sure I'll make a video talking about it at one point or another. Hello! No, oh, hey, no, turn around, thank you. Sorry. Sorry! Let's see. Bonk, bonk. Let's see. I think that's it. I think that's all of, like, great importance. Yeah, okay. Alright, let's continue down. You need to play it on Roblox. You have to beat I don't think I'm gonna be able to beat Moist Critical at anything. He gets, like, very dead set on stuff. A stream where you're playing Squid Game. Yeah, no. I actually saw somebody on Twitter saying that they wanted to do kind of like a VTuber-ish Squid Game thing. I don't know if I responded saying if I wanted to go to participate or not. I should maybe check on that. Hi everybody, don't do that, please! Hello, little soots. I'm sorry, I gotta keep moving through here. Sorry, 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 sorry. Hello, sorry. Excuse me, sorry. Ooh, K-Carrot! Only if I get to be the mastermind. Jess, you would be the mastermind. I can see it. I can see it. Okay. And this, please. Thank you. Ooh, there are a lot of boxes in here. Okay. Hello. Sorry. I didn't mean to do that. Okay. Let's see. I think I might have just done a circle. I'm hoping. Let's see. Oh, hi. Sorry. Hi. I have to be getting close to getting as much little slimes as the kidnappers want, right? Have to be kind of close. Okay, now I've gone in a circle. Oh. Well, hey, that's convenient. Like, let me just chop this box. And nothing. Okay, bye. I did get some soil, though, didn't I? Yeah, that's neat. Okay, I just gotta get through one more level so I can kind of take my time here. Kinda. I forgot where the mail said that we were meeting everybody, like where everybody was hanging out. It's very quiet down here. I don't trust it. I can see you, Bat. No. Hey. Hey. Calm down. Stop it. Okay. Let's see. That's an interesting wall. Just looking around. Hello! Sorry. Oops, I got poisoned. That was on me. That was on me. Oh shoot, I'm almost out of energy. Oopsie. I should probably eat a cake. Thank you. So I'm just gonna need you guys to imagine just a person in a cave just eating a whole chocolate cake. Ah! There we go. Got many bat wings. Very nice. Let me pickaxe some of this stuff. See if there's anything I want. Not really. Did I already get an exit? I've already forgotten. Whoop. Sumi, I'm not sure what you mean, Senti. If I said something and you're responding to it, I've already forgotten what I've said. My brain is gone forever. It's not working. I'm too sleepy for this. For this nonsense. This nonsense being remembering the words that I say for more than 2 seconds. Where's an exit? Where's an exit? I know you're angry, Bats. I just am looking for an exit, please. Eating a whole cake in a cave. Yes, I would love to do that. That'd be very funny, actually, Senti. Can I get an exit? Can I get an exit? Can I leave, please? Can I leave, please? Exit? Exit? Stairs? Oh, I forgot to bring... Oh! Dang it. Oh, no, no. That has been... You've eaten a whole cake in a cave, Senti? Well, not a whole cake. Okay, but at least some cake. I know the thing has begun in the square. Give me a minute. I'm trying to get to level 50. Just please let me out of here, somebody! Let me out of here! Let me go down one, please. Please, please. Yay! There we go. That's all I wanted. What do I get? Boots. You can have... I can put that in the trash. Got tundra boots. Fuzzy lining keeps your ankles warm. Neat. You're quoting something, Jess, and I'm forgetting what it is. I'm very sorry. Okay, but where do I go? Where do I go for this thing? Yeah, honestly, yeah, Senti, you do have to kind of give us a story about eating cake in a cave. I still don't know what you're quoting, Jess. I'm sorry. Oh! That's not where I was, but it's where I am now. Alright. Hi, Jess. But Aunt Marnie, I want to go in the maze. I'm not scared. Hi, Sumire. Have you had a productive fall? Let her go. Let her go in the maze, Marnie. It's starting to get quite cold. Crops won't hold out for much longer. Let her go. Oh, Brave Little... So I have not watched the Brave... I think I've watched the Brave Little Toaster once ever in my life, and it spooked me too much. So I do not remember any of it. I'm too scared. Oh, you can do it, Haley. What are you selling here, dude? Pumpkin. Gravestone. Cool! A funky rug. Wonderful. Amazing. Skellies! Don't get too close to the I will get as close as I want to. I have no idea how these skeletons are walking. Creepy. It's pretty cool, though. I agree. Hello, how are you? Hi, Skellies. Why is there no more pumpkin ale? Good question. I'm gonna go ahead and blame Pam. I was at the park for a family member's birthday. Walked around with... That makes sense. Oh, hi, Robin. Winter's almost here. It's a great time to stockpile wood and stone. Yeah, that's probably gonna be what I'm gonna be doing. I haven't seen Maru in hours. I hope she's alright. Oh, I hope she's alright too. Oh no! Is she lost? Let Papyrus out. Let him out! That's true. Let my boy be free. Bone Trousel plays in the distance. I get scared very easily. I'll leave the haunted maze to the younger people. Valid. Thank you for the lurk. No worries. Enjoy your dinner. Hi, sorry, mouthful of blackberries. This is very cute. This is very cute. Do you like the jack-o'-lanterns? I love them, Emily. You did a wonderful job. Very nice. Very, very nice. Mother won't let me go in the maze. You can come with me, Vincent. We'll both be little scared babies together. It'll be wonderful. Have you ventured into the haunted maze yet? It's quite spooky. Not yet. I'll come to any event with free grub. Pam, same. Lobo! Hello! How are you? Hello, hello! The question of the day for today is, what is your favorite fall or Halloween activity? Mine is haunted houses. You don't see me in the haunted maze, though. All y'all are babies. All y'all are chickens. Bok bok. Come live in my chicken coop, you chickens. It's chilly. It is. Hi, Elliot. How are you doing? It's a lot of fun to cook with pumpkin. Such an interesting fruit. I really don't cook with... Huh. Congus would eat them. That's true. Y'all are weak in comparison to Congus. And she's only like a week old. Hello. Papyrus. Yeah. My boy. But for real though, there's just like walking skeletons or— oh, Maru, are you okay? Hi. I think I've already been this way. No way. Oh, honey, the exit's right here, sweetheart. Oops. Oh, Harvey. Oh, you found me. Are you okay? Truth is, I got too scared, so I came here to hide. Don't tell anyone. Oh no. Do you need help, Harvey? Oh, Senti has redeemed today's Ada. Let me do that really quickly. Drink some water first. Okay. Ada. That was something. Have you guys ever gotten lost in a maze? I've gotten lost in a corn maze before for like a very, very long time. I was really young and I remembered being very annoyed at my parents because I was like, I would just like to leave, please. Why? Hello, hands. Spooky TV. Penny, how are you? Look at this house! I love it! Oh? I got achievement, a new friend. The vapor from this cauldron is making my head spin, but I can't seem to leave. Are you okay? How dare you, Senti? My finger was literally on the button. Oh no! Out of fight. But no, this is so cute! Look at this house on its little chicky feet! Wonderful! Love it. This is exactly what I'm here for. I love all of this. Squid Game. Oh! There's some on the TV for a second. What was it? What was it? Oh, it's a spooky face going, arr! There's something weird over there, but how do I get to? Oh yeah, I see. It looks like you kind of have to go like up and around. I'll figure it out. Hi, Abigail. How are you? I can't go on. Oh. I'll go punch a spider for you, honey. I bet on number 96. God. What was it? Hi, spiders. Abigail, they're fake spiders. It's okay. You could go. Are these skulls? Fun. Hi, Sam. That's odd. It's just a dead end up ahead. Something tells me it's not, though. Something tells me we are missing something. Okay, so we gotta get like... I see. Oh, thank you for the hydrate, Lobo. And Jess, thank you as well. One more drink. Why are you all doing this to me? Pay close attention to the textures. Okay, I will do that. Bold of you to assume that I have... Oh! Right there. Yeah, I see there's a little... Yeah. Whoop whoop. Hey, Sam! Hey, Sam! Why are you guys doing this? Why are you guys making me hydrate so much? Okay, I've hydrated, it's fine, I've hydrated. god. Oh, where am I? Oh, okay, and then I just walk over. I gotcha. Oh, hey, Linus and the... Hi, guys! Linus and the wizard are hanging out. Hello, everybody! Golden pumpkin! It's valuable, but has no other purpose. Wonderful. The top is coal. Hydration is important. Damn clear 2 terms of... Yep! I have received pumpkin. What do I do with it? I have received it. Hello, everybody. I have received pumpkin. Whoop, whoop. Whoop, whoop, whoop. There we go. Sam, it's super easy. Oh, donate it to the museum? I can do that. I can do that. Okay. Well, I have mastered the maze. I am the maze master. Oh, did I talk to you, Alex? Gotta be a secret passage. Oh, just go up and around. It's fine. It's not that kind of item. It's not? Okay. Can I just sell it? Because it just said it's kind of valuable. Hello, everybody. I am the maze champion. But no, what do I do? What do I do with this pumpkin that I now have? Hi, everybody. That strange man who lives up in the tower set it all up himself. He wouldn't let anyone near while he was working on it. That's understandable. It's his job. Okay, I think I've done everything. Yeah? Yeah, it's to sell. Okay, good to know. Alright. Okay. I think that's... Yep. I did it. Actually, one second. Let me just double check that there's nothing that I want to buy from Pierre. I know I don't have a lot of money right now, but... 5 jack-o'-lanterns. Gravestones. Funky rug. Yeah, not right now. Thank you, though, Pierre. Goodbye. Very nice. Very nice. Very good spooky time. That's very cute. I like that a lot. And I like that I have a pumpkin. Alright. Let's go. I'm starting to see the dynamics of this friend group. Yep. Well, welcome to this. Alright, okay, so let's see what we got. So, got that soil, got slimes. Okay. Iron ore, got cave carrots. Actually, no, wait, cave carrots can stay with me, so I can sell them. Geodes. Oh! Okay. I see. I accidentally sold some frozen geodes earlier without breaking them open. I didn't realize that was a thing that I had to do for them. Alright. But I've learned now. I do also want to put... Let's see. Those boots. I call myself the straight man, but there's not a single straight person in this group! Yeah, no, in every friend group I've been in, I've been the closest thing to the token straight, and that doesn't even 100% apply to me. It's fine. Pumpkins. Come on, pumpkins, you have one more day. I believe in you. Okay. Whoop. Okay. Sleep for the night. Yes. Ooh, okay, what do I get? Plus ore per vein, chat for gem. Yes, gems! More gems, please. Wow! That was a lot. Wonderful. Yay! Last day of fall, everybody! Let's see what our vibes are. Neutral. Okay. Let me talk to the queen of sauce. This week's dish. Artichoke dip. Oh, that sounds actually kind of good. I was the token straight for it until just recently. Personally, I don't even dip anything in there. I just guzzle the sauce down like it's a milkshake. Are you okay? I fear for you. Oh. Yeah, Resident Evil 8 happened. You know what? Honestly, very fair. One singular pumpkin. Oh. Pumpkin. Yeah, and the rest of y'all are gonna die tomorrow. I'm sorry. But who wanted a pumpkin? Caroline did. Where do you live? Caroline, is this your home? What home is yours, Caroline? I don't remember. Where do you live? And suddenly everything made sense. Oh. I thought, Caroline, don't you live here? Caroline, where do you live? Where do you live? Oh, right there. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Okay, yeah, you do like jazzercise and stuff. I'm still straightened if I watch Gi-hun and think to myself, honestly, it's all up to your personal identification of yourself. But also, don't blame me on that Gi-hun thing. Your house should be ready tomorrow. Yay! Bigger house! Alright, let's go see Clay McElroy. See what we can get out of these frozen geodes. Alright. Oh wait, his store isn't going to be open for a bit. Let me go feed the animals first. I normally don't go for extremely mass, but Gerald can get this literally any day of the week. I don't know. I really don't know anything about The Witcher, but every person I know who's played The Witcher has said the exact same thing about Geralt. I'm sorry, but I don't know how to say his name. I didn't watch the TV series and I've not played the games, so I do not know. Mush. 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 And mush. Okay, let's go feed the babies. Hello, babies! Hi, Moo Moo! See, like, okay, so Geralt's, yeah. Okay, hi, Eugenie. Hi, Rumvis. Hello, Benedetto. You are... Which one are you? Which one are you? Lizzie, and then you're Sophie. Hello, everybody! Probably heteromantic still, maybe. Yeah, Pawn, I think I might be the closest, because I'm also heteromantic. That is very fair. That is... Yes, Jess, that is very fair. That is the perfect level of spite that I'm looking for here. Okay. Meow. Love you. Okay. Yeah, I'm not gonna water the plants, because there's not really a point in it right now. I will water the eddy. I'm gonna go over this way. Yeah, yeah, no. Geralt can be... Geralt, honestly, pansexual icon. Again, I have not played The Witcher, but that is the exact vibe I get from Geralt. Especially the Netflix series, the Henry Cavill one. That's... Yeah, that ain't 100% straight, man. You can lie to yourself all you want, but you'll still be wrong. Witcher 3 soon, then. I don't know if I want to, like, undertake Witcher 3 on stream. I feel like that would be so much. It'd be so much. Here you go, Clint. Ooh. Kyanite. Neat. Explain his... What is even any of these words that you're saying at me with these? You're right. Oh, yeah, there is nudity. That's true. But no, it's just a very, very big game. So I don't know if I would want to undertake that. I'm just putting stuff places. Thank you, goodbye! Go see. Go to Pierre's, go give Caroline this pumpkin. Well, how much longer do I have on this, on this thing? Oh, today's the last day, that ain't happening. Oopsie doopsie. As long as it's not the focus of the game. Yeah. Still, you can still get flagged for stuff, but I'm sure there's like a way to kind of censor things, maybe. Hi, Penny. I've been trying to keep our place clean, but it always gets messy again. I'm sorry, Penny. Oh, I can still talk to you more? It's hard to run a household all by yourself. It is, sweetie. You're doing good. Or an actual person, that's also fair, yes. Hello. Hi, birds. Hey, Pierre, where's your wife? Where's your wife? Caroline! Ah! Caroline! Dang it. I bet you can get away with just boop. Play Dragon Age. God, you guys want me to play such long-form games. I need to have some shorter games to play. What? I can't sell this big old gold pumpkin to you? Weak. Lame. Weak and also lame. That's so... They're such long games. I want to be able to play a wide variety of games if at all possible. But I am kind of promoting myself as like a story-based game player. And those are story-based games. Dragon Age is... Really? How long is Dragon Age? What was I doing? Oh yeah, I was gonna drop this pumpkin in here. Pumpkin. What's happening? You are corny. What? Depends on what side quests. Oh. Speaking of corny. League. Oh god, no, I'm not doing that to myself. I've tried to play League and I've tried to play Dota 2 and I have found that I do not like MOBAs. Just, it's never been my thing. I tried on Dota 2 for a very long time. It takes 15 minutes and you're gonna hate yourself? God. Don't you want to be a big shot? God. I think it was Finn that posted in our group chat that really, really good Spamton Blender animation, and I watched it like several times because I really, really liked the animation. It was so cool. And the person that got to do the voice for Spamton was like spot on. See, what else can I do with my day? There's still so much day left in today. Oh, I could probably go check my crab traps. Let's do some fishing. I haven't done fishing yet this stream. I haven't made a fool of myself by attempting to fish. Let's do that. Oh, berries. There we go. Let's go. Hi, Sam. It's hard to have fun on Sunday. I keep thinking about having to go to work tomorrow. Valid. I have not really known a weekend in a very long time, but I understand. Mass Effect 1 condensed about 15 or 20 hours. Oh, that actually ain't too bad. I think Hot Full Boyfriend might have been longer, actually. I guess it depends, though. I have, on, like, RPG games and stuff like that, I have a very, very bad tendency to, just only do side quests for like a very long time and I forget that the main quest exists. Like, that's what happened when I played Skyrim, is I would get like really, really far, like level wise, and I would do like a lot of other quests, and then I'd be like, oh yeah, main quest, and I would go and just like, you know, tear through the whole thing because I was just so overpowered. Struggling to make ends meet. I don't have enough patience. Oh. Then your game time won't be bloated. Yeah, that makes sense. I mean, that's the whole point of side quests, isn't it? It's just give you more game to play, more game in your game. Here we go. Okay. Oh, I forgot to grab the bait. Prawn? Shrimp. Okay, but hear me out. Okay. I'm listening. Elliot, I need you to move, honey. Devil May Cry 1 is a 4-hour game. I could probably do that, maybe. We'll see. We'll see. I have so many games I want to play. Let's see if this is anything. Oh, damn it! Huh? Why did you have the question mark over your head, Elliot? Nobody? Beep beep? Nobody? Yay, I got seaweed. Wonderful. It's exactly what I wanted. He likes to pace. Wonderful. I understood. Understandable. I do too. Come on, let's go. Yeah. Stop. Stop it. Stop it. Stop it. Stop it. Stop it. Stop it. Yay! I got sardine. Oh, Eddie, what are you doing? That's a cable, sweetheart. No, 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 no. Whoop. I'm judging you. Yeah, no, I'm bad at fishing. I'm really, really bad at fishing. I'm like notoriously bad at fishing. I was okay last Stardew stream for a second. Oh? Yes, yes, just give up, thank you. What? Sea cucumber. More water. Oh god, Jess, thank you, but also... Become fish. I am become fish. I would not like to be a fish. There are animals I would like to be. Fish is not one of them. I don't think. Because it just seems like you have a lot of predators. Doesn't seem like a very good time. Ah? Hey! Yo! See cucumbers. For days, I guess. Hi. Let's see, I'm just looking to see if there are any, like, bubbles. Nah. Cool. Uh-huh. Let's go! Come on, fish! Come on, fish! 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 Come on! You can do it. Anybody? Oh, okay. I was just about to pull the line back in. Oh, God! No, 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 no. Oh! That was rude. Okay, I'm gonna go to the river. We're gonna get... Actually, what fish do the kidnappers want? Night fishing. Yeah, so they don't want that. Lake fishing. Okay, so I could do some more lake fishing. Tuna and a tilapia. And then these ones, I don't know how to get those. Yeah, let's go do a little bit of river fishing. See if I can't get any of those guys. Okay. Let's go here. Hopefully I'm just not gonna catch all breens again, like I do every time I go fishing in the river. All breens all the time. Nothing but breen. Breen? Neobreen. I'm losing it. I'm becoming more tired somehow. I don't know how it's possible, but I'm somehow slightly more tired. To sleep? Perchance to bream? Hello, anybody? Hello? Fish. Fish? Fish? Oops, all brains! Yep, exactly. Ah? I saw something move. Come on. Anybody? 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. Scoot down a little bit, I guess. Oh! Basil Maze! Hello! Hello, hello, hello! Thank you so much for the raid. Hello, raiders! If you've not seen me before, I am Sumire Hanaki. I'm a story-based... I'm a variety streamer who does a lot of story-based streams. Zizus the Eternal One, thank you so much for the follow. I appreciate it. I'm working on trying to get to 200 followers, and I'm very close. Thank you for helping. Let me... Nothing but bream, I'm telling ya! Let me shout out, Basil really quick. How was your stream? Oh, you're playing Minecraft? How did that go? Oh? Ah! I didn't mean to do that. It's fine. It's all good. Nice and chill? Good! Yes, I'm also having a nice and chill stream today. It's a good, relaxing time. It's mostly because I'm very sleepy. It's been rainy today, and that always makes me tired. Been a Minecraft fiend lately? Yeah, I've noticed you've been playing a lot. I'll play it one day. I am comfy. I love my pumpkin blanket. It's from, oh gosh, what's her name? Oh gosh, I still have it up here. It's Alfinyan on Twitter. Let me link the thing again. There we go. Yeah, that's her. That's where I got this from. She has a couple other cute little fall ones. Yes, Pawn actually plays Minecraft. Soggy newspaper, wonderful. Sumi is. I'm so sleepy. I'm so sleepy. It's okay. It's fine. I think you should be a goblin this Halloween. That'd be. I am trying to figure out what I want to be for Halloween. Oh, Jesse does also play too. Oh, I forgot to ask with the Raiders. I do have a question of the day. Oh, wow, cool, great. I'm so glad that didn't do it. But yes, question of the day is, what is your favorite fall time or Halloween time activity? Oh, it took a second. Streamlabs got there. They got there. You are awful and full of torment. That's a wonderful insult. I love it. Ah. No! Stop it. I find that to be very, very rude, the thing you just did. Bream. Bream. Why? Bream. Come on. Come on, don't be another Bream, I swear to Christ. I hate it here. I hate this. Do androids Bream of electric? Let's try one more. One more time. One more time. The best activity is the haunt stuff. Absolutely, Basil, you're absolutely correct. I said haunted houses. Haunted houses were my choice. Okay, fine, I'm going to bed. Y'all Breams. This spiral into madness. I'm so... Breams. I can't catch anything else for some reason. I want to give the kidnapples other fish. I did not know the river freezes over in the winter. 1 second. 1 second. Thanks, Jess. Good joke, but also thanks. Haunted corn mazes are wonderful. They absolutely... I haven't been to a haunted corn maze in so long. They're so fun. Oh, let me just make sure... Okay, nothing that the kidnapples want. Okay, yep, all this can go then. I'm too tired. Someone else clip it. I can also get to it in a bit as well. Goodbye, 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 and goodbye. Robin, why are you still here? It's 1 a.m. Go to sleep. Also, please do not be hammering on the side of my house during the night. Whoop. Oh, I got an achievement. Moving up. Oh, wow. Oh, okay. That was a pricey pumpkin. Wow. Huh. Lazy. That's a mood. 1 second. I'll put a quick mark in the stream and I'll come back to it. Oh. Oh, wow. That's a very large house. No. Very big house expansion. Wow. This is nice. Oh. Cool. I can make things. Cool, I can give people food. That's always nice. Roots platter, miner's tree, dish of the sea. Very nice. Oh, actually, really quickly, since it is now winter, well, and also because people made me drink like 400 times, I'm going to do just a quick commercial break to go use the restroom. So I will see you guys in just a second. Hello. I return. Okay, let's see what shenanigans we can get into this winter. Oh, okay, fridge. I can just put stuff in fridge. Can I put whatever I want in the fridge? Can I put a scythe in my fridge? Wonderful, perfect. Very nice. What are my vibes? Somewhat annoyed. Okay, I do need to move this, though. I need to move this TV. I hate where it's at right now. Jess, I'm ignoring you. Oh. There we go. Okay, I'm moving you into the bedroom. Because that's a stupid spot that you're in now. Perfect. Oh, and then I can move this rug. Like... here. Here. I'm just not, I don't hear it, Jess. Put this one right. No. No. No, in front of the door. There we go. Wonderful. Good, good, good. Okay, and then... Sorry, now I just have to reorganize my whole house. I want to put that in here. That's kind of cute, but no, I don't think so. Go back to your stupid isekai Italian priest boyfriend. Leave me alone! Wait, did I actually just say something rude? Genuinely, I didn't. I don't know what I'm saying right now. I zoned out for a second, so if I said something rude, I'm sorry. Hi, Jonathans. How you holding up? It's cold, huh? Hi, chickies. How are we doing? Oh, wow, look at all these eggs. Thank you. Thank you, Tina. You're doing good. Oh, no, you're ignoring Jess. Okay, I was like, did I say something? Because sometimes when I'm tired and already in general on streams, I just kind of like talk. Sometimes without paying attention. So like, did I accidentally say something? Buck buck. So many eggy. Thank you, eggies. At least Congus loves me. Congus loves me more. Ha. Okay, there you guys go. Food for yous. Okay, let's go check on the other babies. I'm the cool vodka aunt. Congus loves everyone, though. That's true. Congus is a very loving big chickie. Has not yet. They'll get more hearts as they're with me more. Hello, Lizzie. And then, so you were Sophie. Hello, Eugenie. Hello, Benedetto. And also, Rumbus. The way you say aunt is funny. I say aunt and aunt kind of interchangeably. It kind of depends. Boop, boop, boop. Okay, everybody, up, keep eating. I hope you all are enjoying your nice little heater. I hope it's good for you. I say aunt or aunt. It kind of depends. Leave me alone! My family is European. What do you want from me? Oh, thank you. Thank you. Oh, okay. That's okay. That's the AU way. Did not know that. Now I do. Okay. Oh, no. What? Huh? I'm just... What? Did I just try to milk the air? Oh, I should go put the bucket back. Okay, there we go. All right. Okay. Let's get stuff. Let's get winter crops going. Yes. No. Stop that. Okay, I'm probably gonna rearrange this entire area here. But we'll figure that out in a minute. What's that? What are you... Huh? What was that? Friend? No, 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 come back. That's a friend. That's a whole friend there. No, what? What was that? What? So I'm gonna look up here for a second. Oh, wait, no, I wanted this one. Thanks. Anything over here? No. What? A winter mystery. You encountered a suspicious-looking figure at the bus stop. When it saw you, it fled towards town. What is that? Friend? Shadowy, spooky friend? Friend? Hello, friend. Did anybody else see that? Oh, the winter music's very cute. I can't believe they put you in the game without your permission. That little shadow buddy is me? Does anyone have any extra amethyst laying around? I don't right now. Hi, Marnie! I know I wanted to talk to Marnie. Just love animals. Treat them kindly and we'll become friends, I'm sure. Absolutely. Hey, Pierre, what you selling? What you selling? Grass starters, wheat flour, rice, oil, vinegar, wallpaper, flooring catalog. Wow, these saplings are expensive. Trying to... I do want to buy, like, saplings and stuff and start an orchard, but this is very expensive, sir. Let's see, what are the cheaper ones? Apricots. Okay. Spency. Yeah, they are spency. Let's see, I'll buy 2 of you. And then... I do kind of want pomegranates, so I'll take the pomegranates. Alright. And that'll be it for right now, but I'll buy some more later. Okay, bye. Because I know they take a while to grow, so... Oh, hi, Leah! Yes. Best time of year to upgrade your watering can. Oh, that's true! Train? Twain? Twain? Train? Twain? 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 This is not where that goes. Yeah, I've absolutely missed it. Huh? Or were these little peat prints? Who stood in the fountain? Hmm? Pete's? Hey, friendo! Hi! Shadow guy. Eep, you caught me. I'm sorry. Take it, take it. It looks so valuable. I couldn't help myself. What is it? Vincent? You receive the magnifying glass. You now have the ability to find secret notes. These notes reveal rare and useful information can be reviewed in your collections tab. Oh, are you okay? No, wait, no, no, no. I want to be your friend. No, 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 come back. Oh. Okay. Do the kidnappers want that? They do. Yeah, I'll go talk to Clint and see what I need to upgrade stuff. Let's see what we got. I think it was over here. Yes. Now I just need a crocus. Oh, I love crocus. Pretty. Okay. Let's see, is there anything for like winter crops? I can look over here. Oh no, it's all foraging. Quality crops, artisan and animal. Oh yeah, there really just aren't any winter ones. Okay, that's okay. Alright, bye everybody. Okay, let's go talk to Clint, see kind of what I need to upgrade my stuff. Because it feels like there's not going to be a lot to do, like, crops-wise this whole time. Thank you for the clip, Pond. Twain. I missed the Twain. It's fine. Hi, Clint. Upgrade tools. What do I need? 5 iron bars. Well, obviously I need more money. Okay, so I should do a lot of smelting is what you're telling me right now. Understood. Have a nice day. This might be a good time to just, you know, do a lot of mining as well. To get that over with, so I'm not out in the cold all the time. Oh. What do we got here? I need 100 pieces of bone. Looking for a big old wad of bug guts. 100 pieces. I'll think about it. Loop. Boop. I got an anchor. I found an anchor. Okay, anything else over here? Not really. Okay. I do not like the winter. I'm not a fan. This is just making me feel cold looking at it. I don't like it. Not my thing. Not my thing. Oh, this way. Oh, I've gotten some achievements. I wonder if the hat mouse has any more hats for me. I don't really have money for the hat mouse though. That's on me. Let's see what we got. You can't turn the snow off. That's okay. Well, and I'm okay with it being like this. Like, I just don't like snow, and I don't like winter, and I don't like cold. Leia's house is very cute, though. Way to decorate, honey. Bye. Can I mean? Oh, okay. Let me go over to the mouse. Where are you, hat mouse? Okay, just keep going that way. Hat mouse. Hat mouse. My best friend, the hat mouse. I just want to see if you have any other hats. Snowpep. Oh, hey, crocus! 2 crocus. Wonderful. Okay. Hello! Every time I see him, I'm so happy. Hi, Poke. Did you bring me coins? Good, me sell hats. Tropiclip. Wonderful. Amazing. Keep up the fantastic work. I do not have money right now. I love you, though, just so you're aware. The epilepsy setting, I think. Ooh, that could make sense, yeah. Uh-oh. Uh-oh, I'm getting the yawns. Not good. I already have a Suester. I have one in my chest. If she didn't take it from you, I don't think she's gonna take it from me, though, Jess. Let's see. Oh, shoot, I should have gone to Robin and seen about moving the, moving the chickies. Oh, it's already way too late to do that. That's okay. Hi, everybody. Yeah, I'm gonna need to figure out, like, a different layout, I think. Pawn is rude. I mean, I don't blame you. It's not the best looking hat. Alright. Let me go give this crocus to the kidnapples. I want to see my shadow friend again. I love them. Also, how do I... What was that with the secret notes? Like, how do I even see that? What? What do I even do with that? I don't know. Oh, wait. I haven't even looked at this before. Huh. Huh. I should maybe do more fishing. Okay, kidnapples, I have a crocus for you. Just so you know. Who was walking around? That isn't the noise I make when I walk, to my knowledge. What was that? Hi, everybody! Got you a thing. Guys keeping warm in here? That's good. Alright. Yay! Oh, 30 winter seeds! Thank you! I need those. I don't know how I get any of this stuff. But I just need one of these things, and then this one is all done. I wonder, can I buy any of this stuff at the Amazon place? How long are they open? I, like, never go in there. Till 11? I might as well go take a look. If I can cheat and I can finish off this bundle, why not? Why not? Okay, Jojo Mart. What do you have? I really do- join us, thrive. I don't like that. Hi, excuse me, what do you sell? Nope, 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 nope. That's it? In this whole store, that's all that you sell, Morris? Huh? With a Jojo membership, you'll be able to make improvements to the community with the help of our dedicated personnel for a fee, of course. Mayor Lewis promised us that if anyone else joined up, he'd let us turn that old community center into a Jojo warehouse. Isn't that wonderful? No. Fight me personally. Hate it. Also, wait, Lewis, wait. Lewis put me in charge of doing all that stuff with the community center, but he was like, "Oh yeah, if one other person gives you a membership, we're gonna tear down the community center." Lewis, the hell? Rude. Rude. It's very dark late at night right now. Lewis is garbage. He hasn't done anything garbage to me yet. That's the first kind of garbage thing that's happened. Let me do a little bit more fishing. We'll see what we can get. Please? Anybody? Please? Yes? Little fish? He's been streaming more. He has? Wow! Oh. Don't you want a Costco card? Not really. Huh? Perch! That's new. Do the kidnappers want that? No. So I just have it. Thank you for the hydrate, Jess. I'm drinking. Thank you. Oh. Okay. Ah! Hey, calm down. Another perch! I've moved on from breams to perches. I was really debating letting Automod just take that one. Hello? Anybody? Oh! Algae. Just let it take them all. Oh wow, it's already 11:30. Huh. One more. Ooh. Let Mod sort it out. That's fair, Senti. No, absolutely. Hello? Anybody? 1, 2, 3. Oh! Come on, work with me. Come on. No, that is not the game we are playing today. More Bream. Wonderful, great. 10 out of 10, my best friend. Love it. God. One second, just out of curiosity, I want to see if I can fish anything out of this. Yeah? Yeah, I know it's almost 1 a.m. I just want to see if I can get a fish. I just want to get a fish. 1, 2. Oh! And I got a CD. Wonderful. Alright, let me just toss these into the box, and then we'll go sleep. I do need to plant those winter seeds that the kidnappers gave me. And I did give them the crocus. Okay, so that's all good there. Okay. Excuse me. Okay, good night, Eddie. Big bed. Yay! I should look at the calendar and see kind of what's going on this month, huh? Alright, what are the vibes? Tell me. Somewhat mildly perturbed, okay. No worries, Senti, enjoy, see you in a bit. Oh, it's snowing! Let me grab some... Snowing! Dear Sumire, I know you're busy on the farm, and that's why you can't visit. I understand. You have been working so hard, keep it up, and you can accomplish anything. Love, Dad. P.S. I included some quality stone. Thank you so much, Dad! Nice, Father. Thank you. Oh. Oh, no, hey, no. Cool. Alright. Okay, no worries, Jess. Have a good rest of your night. Thank you. I love you too. You guys enjoying the heater? Everything going okay? Love you. I love you. And I love you. And I love you. Yeah, I'm probably gonna be done streaming here soon too, because I'm getting sleepy. Sleepy, sleepy, sleepy. Oh, boop. There we go. I'm back in there with you. Okay, and let's go see the other babies. Excuse me. Oh my goodness. Oh yeah, I might have to be done in a second. Hello everybody. Good morning. Good morning. I love you. Good morning. I love you. Good morning. Oh, you guys are almost out of hay already. Wow, eat me out of house and home. I get it. Y'all are growing gals. You're hungry. Oh, don't stand behind the heater like that, honey. Which one are you, Eugenie? Don't do that. Oh. Okay, sorry. Rumbus, thank you. Benedetto, thank you. And thank you, Lizzie. I love you. Put the pail back. Are you gonna go sleep next to the heater? That's very cute. You deserve it, honey. Okay. Let's go this way. Now we're gonna go, let's go talk to Robin. See about getting the chickies moved. Exceed, no worries! Have a good rest of your night. Thank you for coming. It was good to see you. Okay, all the mushies. I'll go up around this way. Eddie, why are you outside in the snow, honey? No, it's not good. You'll catch a cold, bud. Oh, wow. Lots of worms. Oh. Thank you. Oh. Guys! Dino! Dino! Dino Eggy! Dino Eggy! Fun, what do I do? I have an Eggy! I found an egg! What do I do? What do I do? I found an egg. Ah! I don't know what to do with it! How do I make it to become baby? How become baby? Demetrius, where's your wife? I need to talk to her. Come in. Upgrade the barn and hatch it. Okay. Demetrius, where's your wife? I need her to be over here, please. Who's down here? Hi, Sebastian. We're not friends, huh? No, we're not. Okay, upgrade the barn. Okay, I will focus on doing that. Oh, I like this snowman. Let's see. Nope. Yeah, I will keep the egg. I will keep egg. It's my another new child for me. More babies. Okay, I do want to go give this anchor over to Gunther, though. Robin, go to your place of business. Hey, if you need materials or blueprints, my shop is... Yeah, I do actually want to go to your shop, but you aren't there. So I kind of can't do anything. Okay, take this, and this, and this, and this, and this. And also this, and this, and these, and that, and that. Take the egg out first. Okay. Will it make me donate the egg? Is that why? How late is Robin's place open till 4? 5. Okay. Sticks in a chest. Hmm? Yeah, I won't let you out. Okay. What are you? Holly? Oh, cute! This music's also very cute, very relaxing. Just wanted to let you know about a new item I'm carrying. It's called a wood chipper. You can use it to break hardwood into several pieces of regular wood. I know wood can be hard to come by in the winter, so if your supply gets low, consider picking one up. Robin. I have a lot of wood, Robin. Don't worry about... Oh, more mail! Got a little challenge for you. Catch me a squid. Okay. Alright, that's all the mail I have. Okay. Alright. In there you go, bud. Okay. Let's go get this to Gunther. Oh, let me put these away as well. Boop and boop. Go give this to Gunther. Yes, I know. Yes. Okay. I don't know why you want an anchor, Gunther, but I have it for you. I have anchor for you, please. Welcome back, Senti! Not much has happened. I might be ending the stream here in a minute because I'm very sleepy. Oh, reading time, everybody! Hello! Hi. Miss Penny says I can go read I have to read this book before I can go play. Okay. I'm looking forward to seeing what your farm looks like in the spring. Me too. What? Haha. Hi, Elliot. People have scraped a living off of the sea for thousands of years. Cool. Hi, Duncan. Okay, what we got here? Journey of the Prairie King, the smash hit video game. Oh, yeah. Did you know anyone who beats a Journey of the Prairie King is automatically entered into a drawing for a special prize? Did you know the developer has stated that the protagonist is based on a real-life character? A true cowboy hero from Prairie Island in the Gem Sea. Interesting. No. Didn't want that one. Oh my goodness! Rasmudius, thank you so much for the follow. That means I've actually hit 200 followers, so that means I actually do have to do a 12-hour stream. But no, thank you so much. I guess we will do that next week sometime. I'll put up a poll for what day of the week would be a good day. But yeah, hey, 12-hour stream next week, guys. Thank you all so much. I appreciate every last one of you. Oh, let me actually read this. For thousands of years, people have been intrigued by the mysterious powers of the star drop, but no one knows where they came from. Professor R.J. Cutler, a leading researcher on strange fruit, says, "We've discovered traces of genetic material on meteorites that closely resemble the star drop, but it's not a proven match. Regardless of where they come from, the peculiar fruit is said to be uncommonly delicious, and some even claim to grant special power to those who eat them." Oh yeah, I ate one before. I got super ripped. I actually don't really remember what happened. I got, like... You can hang out there with the scroll, I guess. Okay, bye. But yay! No, that's exciting! Cool! We'll figure out some fun stuff to do next week. It'll be good. I'll plan it out. Where am I going? Ah, no, let's just go home. Let's go home and set some stuff up. Oh, also, Rasmudius, if you are here, still, the question of the day that I'm asking everybody is what your favorite fall or Halloween activity is. Mine's haunted houses. Okay, let's go ahead. Let's get rid. Let's tear this up. This isn't gonna be here anymore. This is no more. Nope. Nope. No. Yeah, no, this is done. We're done with this. Oh shoot, I should go talk to Robin. Robin? Robin, move my chickens. Robin, move my chickens. Robin, please be at your store. Please be at your place of business during your business hours. Robin. Robin, please. Robin, please. Robin, please, please, please. Please, 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 please. Just move my chickens. That's all I want. God damn, where's your wife? Sorry, shop's closed for the day. Rude. Rude. All day. All day gotta go do exercise. Rude. That's fine. Next stream we shall relocate the chickies. Get everybody in a nice little spot. Let's see. I also need to figure out where I want to put my fruit trees. Oh, boop. No. Boop. Hi, Sullivan. How dare they? Well, but like for like the whole closing down your whole business for the entire day because you have one aerobics class for like an hour and a half. Come on. I just want to move my chickens. I just want my chickens to be in a different location than they are currently in. I don't think that's too much to ask. Oh. Boop. 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 Come on, everybody, let's go. Get out of here. Everybody out. No more of this. We're done here. Oh. Boop and boop. There we go. Oh. Boop. Almost. So close. Please. I'm running out of energy, please. I just want to get rid of this. I just want these to go away. I'm not going to have these here anymore. Please. I'm going to also have to get rid of the Jonathans. I'll eat this holly? No, I will not. I'll eat this. Yes. Munch. Enough munch for me to finish this. Wow, so many worms. Or maybe I just didn't really see them that well before. It's probably the second part. Alright. Sorry. Come on. Come on, Jonathans. And also Sullivan. Hi. You. No, it's a lot of worms in winter. Okay, cool. As long as it isn't just like me being like, oh, I've been super unattentive. I also have not been very attentive though, so that's also accurate. Okay, so I have 30 winter seeds. I want to put this way. 30 winter seeds. Where do I want to put them? Maybe off to the side over here? I think that'd be cute. I could put like a fence around them or something. It'll be neat. Okay, so if I do 30 divided by 5 is 6. So we'll do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. 2, 3, 4, 5. Yay! Oh, no. There we go. There. Very nice. Very nice. Yes. Hey, more clay. Hey, yeah, woohoo! I'll take it. Oh, it's getting so dark. Okay, alright, trade these. There we are. Alright. I swear I have some fence, don't I? I have to, right? I have a gate. Oh, wood fence. There we go. Perfect. Trade. 2. Oh, that was the gate, wasn't it? Oops. Thank you. Can I please? Just put it around this, because it'll be cute. And that's the most important thing, really. Oh, can I... There we go. Oh, wait. Actually, no, it'll be okay. I don't think crows are going to eat these in the winter. Okay, there we go. Do I need to water these? I feel like I need to water these. Okay, yes, I will do that. Maybe I should have put that a little bit closer to the lake. It's fine, though. It's all good. Water these guys, and then... Okay, yes, I know I need energy. What do I have? What do I have? I have a goat milk. Yes. Because I have stuff to do. Okay, there we go. Boop. Boop. Okay. Da 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 da. Yay! Oh, and then I'm gonna put... Oh, Sullivan! I know there aren't really going to be any crows, but I think you will look wonderful if I put you right there. And you do! You look very good, Sullivan. Perfect. Yes. Good, 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 good. Aesthetics. Okay, but where do I want to have my, like, orchardy area? I could probably put it off to the side, just, like, right here. Yeah, I could do that. Oh, maybe actually till the area. How about it? 1. So I'll do the pomegranate there, and then I got 2 apricots, right? Yes. So I'll do... Actually, wait, no, I want to have, like, a little bit of a lane between the 2, I think. I know it's midnight. I know I shouldn't be doing this at midnight, but I'm gonna. And then 1. No. No. Nope. And 2. And we'll get some more later. Hey, wait. How do I... What? How do I plant these? Only grows if the 8 surrounding tiles are empty. Okay. What? Huh? Okay, so I can't really make them that clustered. Okay, I see. Kind of. Put you... Plant them anywhere. Okay, so it has to be blank. Gotcha. So I'll just still try and keep these in kind of a row. That one. And then pomegranate. Let me get rid of this then. Goodbye. There. Excellent. Starting the orchard. Okay. Oh, it's almost 2 a.m. Oopsie doopsie. You get a whole side of the bed to yourself now, buddy. What? What just happened? That was weird. What's happening? Huh? What just happened? That felt really weird. Did it feel weird to anybody else? Huh. Alright, well, what time is it? Ooh, 10:30. Oh, and I've been streaming for like 3 hours. Okay, so I do think that is going to be it for today. Do not go anywhere, though, because I'm going to go ahead and see who we can raid. We'll see if anybody else is being comfy cozy today. Let's see. Humble is playing League again. Might as well send you guys that way. I know I just said, you know, comfy cozy, and that's definitely not that. But we'll go ahead and send you guys his way. As far as stuff for me, on Saturday, 8 p.m. PST, I will be playing Dread Hunger with Ico Kane. Oh gosh, who all is going to be there? Let me double check my message. Oh, nope, wrong. Corgi. So it's going to be me, Aiko Kane, Lasso Cat City, Buff Cat, and Opai-chan are all going to be playing Dread Hunger together. There might be some other people joining in as well because we do still have some spots. But yes, I will hopefully see you guys there. Before I send everybody off to Humble, Eddie, do you want to say goodbye? Nope, he never does. Okay, fine, I get it. Alright, everybody, thanks so much for coming. Have a good night. Bye-bye!